Good afternoon, year one. I am so excited to be doing this geography lesson this week. I think you're all going to absolutely love it. Okay, so today in geography, we're going to be using simple compass directions. Okay, that's our main thing that we're going to do. But before we do that, let's recap. So what can you see here? What is this a map of? And then I have circled the UK. What continent is the UK part of? Okay, that's right. This is a world map, and the UK is located in the continent of Europe. Well done. Okay, then we'll look at the things that we did last week. So the UK stands for, you remember? The United Kingdom. Okay, and then in the United Kingdom, we have learned about 4 different countries. Now, do you remember what this flag, who this flag was for? Okay, it was Scotland. Well done if you got that. And this flag, this is where we live. Do you remember that word? Yep, England. And then we had this flag, which is they're located here, quite close to England. Do you remember, with the dragon on it? That was Wales. And then we had this country here with this flag with the cross diagonally. That's right, that was Northern Ireland. I wonder if you can think of the flowers that were represented by each of these countries. I wonder if you can remember the thistle for Scotland, the rose for England, the shamrock for Northern Ireland, and the daffodil for Wales. We've learned quite a lot about the UK. So now we're going to be learning about compass directions. But firstly, before we do that, I would like you to write down, read and write these words down. It might be useful when you're reading them to sound button them like we do in phonics. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so we have the words here. Let's sound them out together. So we've got N or north. Well done for blending with me. N or, so we're going to be learning about north, what north means. We're going to be learning about east, east. Now, some of you might have put a line, a dash under the S and T. But it's not a digraph. This is a consonant blend when 2 consonants are next to each other that make more than one sound. So it's like st, st. Okay. And then the other trick on this one is normally we see the E sound like this, E-A. Okay. But this one, because it's a noun, has a capital E. So that might have tricked some of you too. Okay. Then we've got this word down here, so let's sound it out together. South, south. Well done. And then we've got west, west. Okay, good job for doing those. It was just a quick starter to get us ready with our key vocabulary that we're going to be learning about today. So, what is a compass? Compasses have been used for over 2,000 years, so for a very long time. It's an important tool for finding directions, so when we're going in different directions, and it can help you find your way when you are using a map. And there are 4 main points of a compass, and they were the words that we've just learnt about: north, east, south, and west. Okay, so those are our 4 main directions. We're going to be learning a little bit more than those 4, but those are the key ones. Okay, so we've got north. North is at the top. Some of you might have heard when my accent's a bit different to you, and that is because I lived up in the north, further north of the UK, so my accent is slightly different to you. So the north is up. Okay, can you point to the north? Then we've got east, south, south is down, and west. Okay, so you might want to play a little bit of a game in your house. You might want to put a sticker on one wall is the north, east, south and west, and then your adult or whoever's with you can call out and you have to go to the location. That could be a fun way of remembering it. Don't worry if you can't do that because you don't want to be running around the house because of other people learning. But if you wanted some activities throughout this lesson, that's a good time to pause and have a bit of a movement break if you feel it's necessary. Okay, but you might be thinking, Miss Brown, how am I going to remember these words? How am I going to remember which order they go in? Okay. For a very long time, people have used different ways to remember it. So the way I learned at school was naughty elephants squirt water. Okay, so I've got north, elephants, east, squirt, south, water, west. Okay, so I learnt it with that. I know other people, Mr. K, I think, learnt it like this. Never eat shredded wheat. It's a type of cereal. I wonder if you can think of any of your own. But one thing to bear in mind, we always say them in this order. And the reason we say it in this order is if you imagine that this is a clock and 12 o'clock was at the top, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, okay, and we go that way around the compass. That means we're going clockwise, so we're going the direction that the clock would. Okay, so when we say north, east, south, west, that's the reason we do it, because we talk about them in a clockwise direction. Okay, so that helps us to remember north, east, south, west. Never eat shredded wheat, or naughty elephants squirt water. I wonder if you can think of any. You might have never eat silly worms or something like that. You can have a go with your family to think of them. Or your family might have different ways of remembering it. They might not have learnt the way Mr. K or I learnt. They might have a different way. Yes, you can have a quick chat. Okay, so they are the 4 main points of the compass, but there are some cheeky ones in there too. There are 4 more that we can learn about. Okay, and that's northeast, east, south, southwest, west, north. Okay, and you sometimes see them used as just little initials of it, and they go between north and east, because we don't always walk on right angles, do we? Sometimes we go diagonally. So they go around the compass like this. Okay, so we're going to be learning some of them. So that's where they go. I've got north, east, southwest, never eat shredded wheat, or naughty elephant squirt water, or tell me yours. Okay, and then once I've got those 4 in place, I can then work out the ones between. Because if you look, northeast, it's NE, so they go in between the north and the east, the N and the E. You see that? And then for east and south, what do you think goes in there? Yeah, east, south. And then you've got southwest, so it goes southwest. Okay, and then you've got west, north, west, north. Okay, do you see how they fit? It's quite clever, really. So what I want you to do for your first task is I want you to draw and label a compass. Okay, and I want you to put all 8 of those directions in. Now, I definitely want you to write north, east, south, west, because we've already had a little bit of practice on that. But I thought for the ones in between, okay, you could just write the initial. Okay, so if you are feeling confident using Teams, I have saved a document that looks like this onto Teams, and you can edit it on there. So there are text boxes that you click on, and then you type out the directions. Okay, you can, of course, print it out and write them, and then take a picture and send in the picture to us. That's cool as well, whichever you and your family see working for you best for your home learning. Okay, so this is the fun bit of the lesson, guys. We're going to be making a map or using a map. So here we can see there is a pirate and it says start. So we're going to start here and we need to get the pirate all the way to the treasure. Now we need to make sure we use what? Our compass directions. So I've started this one for you. So the pirate is going to travel east. Okay, so I've written east. Then which way is he going to need to go? That's right, he's going to need to go up, isn't he? So up is north. Okay, then he's going to go in a east direction past the monkey. Okay, so at the moment he's gone east, north, east. Which way is he going to go now? That's right, he's going to go north, so he's going to go up. Then we have east, and then we have north. Okay, so east, north, east, north, east, north. Fantastic, isn't it? Okay. So what I've done on Teams is that I've uploaded this image. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to write the directions like I did, having a comma in between each. Okay, but you can see that I followed this red line, the red directions. I want you to see if there are two other routes and how you can write those routes. Now, if you want an extra challenge, you can be more specific. So I just said east, north, east, north, east, north. I mean, how far am I going east? How far am I going north? I don't know. So what you can do is on the image, you can see the lines have some dots. You could use them and kind of guess that they represent steps. You could do it miles or anything like that, but I think I'm going to use steps. So for this first one, I've said walk 6 steps east. Okay, then you could do walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 12. It's hard to see because it's so small. 12 steps north until you reach a turning. Then turn east and walk forwards 15 steps. So you can use a bit more descriptive language because you need to remember that you're not just going to walk east and walk north and south and things like that, because you need to actually turn your body. So if you want to do it like I've done it, that's okay. If you want to stretch yourself and be even more specific to help your pirate make sure that he finds his treasure, that's what you can do. Okay, so I'm sure you're going to really enjoy that. So I've then got the final challenge. This is your challenge X. Okay, this is the thing that I think you're all going to love doing. You can do it for your family members, you can do it for your dog, you can do it for anybody, or you can just do it for yourself. That's fine. So I've said, using square paper, create a map for you to use to direct someone in your house to find a secret object. So you're going to pretend somebody in your family is the pirate and they're trying to get the treasure. Now I've used Mr. K as the pirate here, and the treasure is his pink teddy. Okay, so I've done some directions how he can get there. Now, I couldn't find an image of a sofa or a staircase or anything like that, but you can draw those yourself. I've just used images that I've already had for him to walk around. Okay, now I've said to use square papers because the square paper, if I was to draw a line across this square paper here, I've done how many? Okay, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 squares, and that can represent the steps. So it might make it a bit easier, and then you can follow on the lines using your ruler, really working on your ruler skills. That might help you. Okay, so you can do it like I've done it just there. If you don't have square paper, that's fine. You might just want to draw the lines and then write a number above it. So here you might have 4, and here I think it's 5 there, just next to it. So we know how many steps. Okay, so once you've done that, you're not going to show, I'm not going to show Mr. K my map. Okay, I've got my map to myself. I'm only showing it to me. But I need to test my map and test my directions. Good. So I'm going to hold my map and I'm going to say, Mr. K, I'm going to obviously get him in the starting point. Okay, so I'm going to make sure he starts on my map here. And then I'm going to say, Mr. K, walk east for 12 steps. Wait for him to do that. And then I'm going to say, now walk 10 steps south. Walk 6 steps east. Turn north and walk 2 steps. Face towards the east and walk 12 steps. Now walk south for 3 steps. Next, walk east for 6 steps. Finally, walk north until you reach your pink teddy bear. So mine's actually quite boring, but you can make it more interesting. If you wanted to really, really, really challenge yourself, you could use different words for walk, different adjectives, make it sound more interesting, and different words for steps, different verbs, interesting verbs. So you could say jog east for 12 steps, or you could say now skip 10 steps, 10 paces, south. Okay, so you could use all this different vocabulary. So there's loads of opportunities for learning. But the key things that you need to incorporate are north, east, south, west. So it might be an idea on your piece of paper just to draw your compass like I have just up here. So I've got north, east, south, and west. Okay. But I'm pretty sure you're all going to absolutely love doing that. You might just set it up for your teddy bears to give them directions in the nighttime when they come alive for them to go and find somewhere to sleep or something like that. Okay, so just to recap, the first task was to complete the compass. Your second task was to find the pirate's route. And then your challenge X, the challenge that if you want to take your learning further and you have time to, because I know lots of you are loving your geography, so this could be a good opportunity to keep practicing. You can create your own map, working out east, south, east, north, south, west, all the different directions in which somebody can walk to find your treasure. Okay, you might want to hide something. So you might want to hide mum or dad or your adult a nice cheeky chocolate bar or something that will surprise them. Okay, so I hope you have a fantastic time doing this geography, and I really can't wait to see some of your work. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So have a good evening and goodbye.